up, everybody? It's Chris Chavez of Out of the Shadows podcast, and I'm back with another installment of the Movie Sellers Month of Horrors, Terrors Through Time, in which we watch one movie for every decade from the 1930s to the 2020s. For my 1990s pick, I decided to check out the 1991 Wes Craven horror comedy, The People Under the Stairs. This movie is about a kid named Fool who lives in an apartment building that's run by a couple of sibling slumlords. Facing eviction, Fool gets wrapped up into a scheme to break into the slumlord's house to try and steal a supposed stash of gold coins. Once inside, Fool realizes he's way in over his head when the two guys he breaks in with are murdered by the sibling slumlords. Even worse, underneath the house are the locked up, malnourished, and malformed children of the incestuous homeowners. Fool's only hopes of getting out alive are Alice, the daughter of the slumlords, and Roach, one of the kids from the basement that escaped into the walls of the house. The People Under the Stairs is a satirical horror comedy that, according to Wes Craven, was based on true events. Now, I'm going to be honest, I wasn't aware that this film was a horror comedy, so when I was watching it, I was kind of thrown off by some of the goofy parts of this movie. But once I realized what Wes Craven was doing, I really got into the film. In terms of horror, this works. It's got a creepy house, even creepier people that live there. The children and people under the stairs are creepy. There are decent kills in this, and there's a guy in a gimp suit shooting up the place. What more could you ask for? The plot was easy to follow, it wasn't completely predictable, and in terms of commentary, there's a lot happening here. There's a lot going on with what's being said about what it was like in the 90s, socioeconomic status, especially in Los Angeles. And much of it is illustrated in The People Under the Stairs, especially through dialogue and acting. Speaking of the performances and the dialogue, the acting is pretty serviceable, but the dialogue can be pretty questionable at times. Then again, it could be because that's the tone that Wes Craven was looking for. The slumlords were a little campy and over the top, but again, it fit the tone of the film. The music and score lend to the horror tone of the film, mostly through electronic pads and strings. It does a good job of evoking ominous dread throughout the entire film, but it's nothing that's too memorable. The makeup and practical effects weren't bad. The People Under the Stairs had kind of a zombie look to them, and Roach kind of looks like something you'd get out of a Spirit Halloween catalog. But it wasn't too bad. It fit the tone of the film. I do question the decision to skimp out on the special effects towards the end of the film when the house explodes. The dynamite looked a little less impressive. Overall, I did enjoy The People Under the Stairs. Sure, it was goofy and campy in spots, but it was pretty creepy as well, and it was really effective in the story that it was telling. So I give this film 3 solid stars out of 5. I say definitely check it out, but go into it understanding what you're getting into. So that's it for me, guys. I'll be back next time with my 2000s pick. Until then, I'm Chris Chavez of Out of the Shadows podcast. This has been another installment of the Movie Sellers Month of Horrors, Terrors Through Time. See you next time.